What's up guys, I'm Deirdre and welcome to my channel. I work in tech and I bring the same analytical point of view to my beauty space here on YouTube. If that sounds good, I would love it if you would subscribe to join the fam, but today we are doing a trying new makeup video for you. So I have got the new Danessa Myricks skin tint as well as the 2 times sold out Amy Colette setting powder. I am going to try these things and more on my face and let you know what's worth it and what is worth passing on. If that sounds good, stick around, let's get into it. Alright guys, my skin is prepped. I'm using my Haru Wonder SPF. Anytime I'm testing out a new foundation or base product, I want to just make sure that the SPF I'm using underneath is one that I know works for me. Okay, so this is the Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint by Danessa Myricks Beauty. I have mine in the shade 4. I opened this 3 days ago. I was going to film a first impressions, but I really feel like my opinion is more valuable once I've had a little bit of time to play with it, because you get to talk on the wear time and how it plays with different products. This is a perfect match for me, and I just squeeze a bit on. The instructions say that you can apply this with your fingers, but I definitely prefer a brush application, and I do like lighter to medium coverages. So I'm not usually a full coverage girly when it comes to my all over base product. I did try using this under the eye as well the first time I tried it out, and it did not perform particularly well under the eye. It did crease rather quickly, so I am going to purposefully avoid that area. And as you can see, it does have a definite sheer coverage, which is what it promises. Definitely less coverage than some of my favorite skin tints, which are the Fenty Ease Drops and the L'Oreal Skin Tint. And you could see that I did put a fair amount of product on the face, yet still it lends a very subtle sheer coverage. My freckles might look less pronounced, but they're definitely still visible, as well as this blemish mark and my more apparent sun marks. As far as the finish, I definitely think it is a radiant skin finish. I do not see any blurring, so it's not doing anything for my pores at all. My skin texture still looks exactly like skin. I don't think that this is going to benefit concerns of texture or enlarged pores. I mean, what do you guys think? This is the side with the coverage and this is without. This is the most natural makeup product that I own, whether that's something that you're into or not. I do think that if I was going to go the lengths to actually apply a foundation or a skin tint, that I would prefer it to cover a little bit more. I could see this being good for somebody who's really looking for that very, very minimal, no makeup look. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is just how it builds up. So I'm just going to dab a bit more on the areas that I can see my imperfections through. So I let these little patches sit for a little bit longer just to see if I could build up the coverage after having them dry down a little bit. I'm just going to use a patting motion. Okay, so I do think that letting that set down and then just very gently patting it into the skin did cover those spots a little bit better. But if I was using one of my favorite skin tints that has a little bit more coverage, then I wouldn't have really felt the need to have to go back and do that step, because the layer of the product itself would have already negated the redness or the discoloration. I think that this product really excels at maintaining a skin-like finish. My skin looks well moisturized, well cared for, and it does subtly even out my skin tone. However, I do prefer something with more coverage. In the few times that I have worn this, it has not been irritating at all. There's no fragrance and it hasn't broken me out or anything. I just don't see myself going through these steps in order to achieve a finish like this. I think that I have a lot of mineral sunscreens that are slightly tinted that could provide this type of slight coverage. And I do think that almost every product has a group of people that will love it. I just don't think that this product is for me. Not wowed. Next up is the Amy Colette Skin Melt Loose Powder. This is in translucent and it was sold out on Sephora for the longest time. I got a notification that it was back in stock and picked it right up. This is $22 and it is described as a super fine setting powder with a matte finish that melts into skin to extend makeup wear without flashback or a cakey look. And it contains hyaluronic acids. So I applied this for the first time yesterday and I thought it did an amazing job at reducing the shine in this area and also blurring my pores, but not looking cakey at all. I think melt is the perfect word to describe this because that's what it does when it's applied to this area of your face. Didn't love the way that it applied yesterday under the eyes, but let's do it again today to make sure that my opinion stays. So I am just going to be using my powder puff and just going to be dabbing that . Can you guys see how much it brought down the shine, but it does not look cakey in any way, shape, or form? It's not uncommon for me to get lines right here by the end of the day, but with this powder, I did not experience that at all. I was wearing this skin tint and also this powder yesterday. So really, really excited for this powder. Today, actually, I don't mind the way it's laying under my eyes. So it may have been the concealer that I was wearing it with yesterday, but I will definitely see how this wears throughout the day and update you below. Regardless of how it wears under the eye, this is still a win for me because of how great it looks in the T-zone and the center of my face. Loving the finish there. It looks very natural. Just take down a little bit of that undesirable shine. So next I'm going to try this Euphoria blush. This is a blush oil and it's one of those pH changing magical products. I know that if you have one of these products, you pretty much have them all because they change the same color on your face, but I don't have any other ones. So this is the first one that I've tried and it does look pretty pink when you first apply it, but it blends out really nice and it gives a very plump, youthful, and juicy look to the cheek. So it reminds me a lot of this product because it's very sheer in coverage, and I feel like he even has a shade that is very similar to this. I think it's the oil formula in here that makes it super glowy and plump, and it just gives this very subtle radiance to the cheeks. This is what the blush looks like. I wore this for the first time yesterday as well, and even though it's an oil, I did find that the lasting power on this was really decent, and after 6 hours of wear time, I could still see this blush on my face. So right now I'm just gonna set this with more powder and then go in with a bronzer because I don't have a new one to try, and then we'll come back. Okay, we're back after bronzer. I just used my Pat McGrath bronzer all over the face as well as in the crease. Even though I did go ahead and powder with the Amy Collet over that more dewy blush, I do think that my cheeks still look radiant and they retain that plumpness that that blush lends. So overall, I am liking the base put together. I think that it looks very natural. Okay, next up is this Dream Warrior mascara by Flower Beauty. It does have a pretty small natural bristle wand, and I did try this for the first time yesterday. I liked the effect. I do want to this time try to just wipe more of the product off because it did feel like it was just building a little bit too thickly on itself, and the end result was just a bit thicker or chunkier lashes than I typically prefer. So this time I'm going to just make sure that I wipe off all the excess and then go in on this right side. Okay, so this side is with the mascara and this is not. I think it looks really, really pretty, and I think that absolutely is the trick to just make sure that you wipe off any excess from the brush when first going in. This is without curling my lashes or anything. So my lashes look longer, they look thicker, and they also look more lifted. So overall, this is a great buy. When I wore this yesterday, I did not experience any smudging or flaking either. For lippies, I did buy 2 new Tower 28 lip jellies. I love this formula and the smell is like addicting. It smells like makeup in a good way with like a little kick of sweetness. I just am obsessed with it. These lip jellies are super nourishing and I'm so glad that I have 2 more in my collection. This one is coconut and it is the milky lip jelly, so you can tell that it looks a lot more opaque than just the regular lip jelly, and this is in the shade XOXO. Even though it looks rather translucent, it does pack some pigment. So I'm going to apply one on one side and the other on the other side of my lips just so that you can see what the effect of each of these is. To line my lips, I am using this brand new to my collection, Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Lip Pencil, and this is in the color Nina. This is a really unique lip liner. It applies incredibly creamy, so very soft, glides on super smooth onto the lips, but it feels more like a waxier lip pencil. For me, when I'm applying a waxier lip pencil, there's just a little bit more friction between your lips. They don't want to rub together like they usually do, and that's exactly what this provides. I used this for the first time yesterday as well and was super impressed with its lasting power. I wasn't like keeping track of time or anything, so I will definitely do that today and let you guys know in the description box how long this wore without touch-ups. Okay, so now to take a look at both of these lippies, I am going to apply coconut on the right side of my mouth. It feels so good. Super nourishing. And then I'm gonna put the more translucent one, XOXO, on the other side. So here are the two colors if you were considering either one. This is more of like a petal muted pink, really pretty for every day. And although this one looks rather translucent, you can see that a lot of that fuchsia is peeking through for a really pretty effect. I honestly think I prefer this one. It is just super fun and adds something a little unexpected, and it looks really nice with this nude liner. So it's not like the milky one is giving a better or different experience. Both of these are just so nourishing, comforting on the lips. Absolutely love this formula. If nothing else, you have to go smell these in Sephora because I am obsessed with the way they smell. The next thing I wanted to show and swatch for you guys in case you are interested in picking it up is the new Sephora favorite set in Show Me Some Shine. I got 6 lip products, 4 of which were full size for $35. So incredible deal. The first thing included is something that I already had. It is, again, that Tower 28 gloss in the color Sesame. I love this color and of course this formula. So I already had this shade. So the one that came in the gift pack, I'm going to give to my sister, but I did want to just swatch it for you guys so that you could see what the shade looks like. It looks a little bit dark in the component itself. It's definitely a everyday lip for me. This is absolutely something that just stays in my purse. So next is this tiny Givenchy lip balm, and I mean, it's giving Barbie toy to me. It smells cheap and it feels very plasticky. It feels really nice on the lips, and there is actually some pH adjusting going on in here, so you get a pink flush of color across your lips. So I like the formula, but as far as the packaging and the smell, I would say it's rather cheap. So if sampling this was going to be like a major driver of buying the gift set, I would say you can skip it because this is probably my least favorite item in the pack. Next thing is the Laneige Glowy Lip Balm. This is in Berry, and it's mostly sheer, but there is just a subtle pink flush to it. Love this product. It's actually the only one of the Laneige lip balms formulas that I didn't have, so happy to have it in my collection. It's here, so you can see that subtle wash of pink. You also get a full-size Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk in the shade medium. I have this shade in the lip liner and absolutely love it. So happy to add this lipstick to my collection as well. The next mini is this NARS Power Matte in Dragon Fruit, I want to say it is. And it is a really pretty bright red. I'm actually going to apply this one so that you can see how it looks on the lips. And because this is not an everyday shade for me, I'm happy to have it in this smaller mini size. And the last full item is this one size lip liner in Out of Line. I would say it's like a muted brick color. Confession, I, until this weekend, thought that One Size Beauty was Jeffree Star's brand. And then I realized that it's Patrick Star, who I honestly had no idea who that was, and still don't really, but I like know what he looks like. I felt like such an idiot because I was actually avoiding buying One Size Beauty because of its association with Jeffree Star. Not that I even know anything about the drama, I just kind of knew that there was drama and that was just kind of a turnoff for me. So this knowledge has really opened up a whole new brand for me. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe off this half and half that I have going on and put these on for you guys so that you can see what they look like. Gonna go in with One Size Out of Line. I really like this color. It's very pretty. On my lips, it looks like a wearable red brown. Application is really easy with this. I find more stiff pencils to be the easiest to apply because they really get in between all of the fine lines that I have around my lips, and you can be super precise with these tips. So really liking how that looks. Let's kick it up a notch with this dragon fruit color. As you might expect with a matte lipstick, this is definitely not like the most nourishing or comfortable lip that I've had on. I'm just going to try to throw some of this gloss over top. Love how that looks. This gloss applied beautifully over that brighter red lip, and it feels a lot more comfortable on my lips now. All right, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me and for considering liking and subscribing below. I really appreciate it and am endlessly grateful for any of your time. If you have any questions about any of these products and how they performed for me, go ahead and leave them down below and I will be sure to get back to you. But until my next video in a few days, I will see you then. Bye!